Hey guys, welcome to Maths for Tuesday. We are going to do some more adding and subtracting of fractions. Hopefully by now we're all starting to get the hang of what we're doing and realizing really we're just adding single digit numbers, but we just need to make sure that we know when we get to a whole and when we go into the next whole number. So like from 2 and 5/6 to 3 and then 3 and 1/6 as an example. All right, let's get into it today, adding and subtracting fractions. So your APK, what are some real world examples of when we need to add and subtract fractions? So we're doing a lot of practice of it now, but I want you to have a think. When do you think you might actually have to add and subtract fractions? Think of one or two things, write them down in your book. So for example, when I'm eating pizzas for dinner and there's some left over, there's a couple of slices in this box and there's a few slices in this box. I need to work out, I know I can fit 8 slices is one whole in a box. When I want to put the leftovers in the fridge, I need to add up how many eighths I have so I know if I can fit them all in one box or if I need to put them up in separate containers or something like that. So that's one example of when I might add fractions in real life. I might want to work out how many slices of pizza everybody ate so I know next time if I need to order more, if it was the right amount, I will subtract eighths from what I did. So I want you to have a think, what are some real world examples of when we need to add and subtract fractions? Pause and do that now. All right, let's get rid of these pizzas. All right, our learning intention. Same as yesterday, we're learning to add and subtract fractions with the same denominator. If you're going into the challenge me, you're actually working on adding with different denominators. So thank you to those people who have extended themselves a little bit. So you're going to be able to represent fractions bigger than a whole as improper fractions or mixed numbers, which we're doing yesterday too. And we're going to add and subtract fractions that have the same denominator. All right, so some new information. I want to talk about a problem solving strategy, and it's called working backwards. So if we have a look at this question I have put up here, 4 and 1/5 minus a unknown fraction equals 3 and 2/5. So in this question, we already know the answer, but we need to find the missing part. So a really great strategy we can use is called working backwards. So what we can do is we can start from the answer. So if I use this number line down here, I'm just going to move my head up to the top. If we start from this number line here, we can go, what's the biggest number here? 4 and 1/5. So I'm going to put that here, 4 and 1/5, and I'm going to work backwards. So I know that I'm going to get to, let's say, 3 and 2/5. And I might just put that down here. That's where I need to get to. That's where I'm going to start from. Let's see how many fifths I have to go down by. So 4, 3 and 4/5, 3 and 3/5, 3 and 2/5. So, I mean, I haven't done that very accurately, but I can just move that. You probably don't need to put that, but the reason I wrote that there was so I knew what I needed to get to, just to remind myself. 3 and 2/5. So what did I count down by? 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4/5 all up. So I know the answer to this is 4/5. I worked backwards. I started from the answer of the question and I went backwards. That could be a strategy you could use today. All right, so let's have a look at our question for today. I've got two for you today, a bit like yesterday. One is addition and one is subtraction. Now, I've written it a bit funny because on slides I can't actually write in a fraction, but basically this question here is 2 and not sure eighths plus a fraction that I'm not giving you equals 3 and 2/8. Okay, and then down here is 3 and something thirds minus a fraction I'm not giving you equals 2 and again a fraction I'm not giving you. So basically you need to look at these questions and think about what could those question marks be. Working backwards could help you. So if you decide what your answer is going to be, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to work out what these question marks are going to be as well. I'm not going to give you an example. I've showed you a strategy in our new information. This is what problem solving is. You're going to look at it. You're going to have a think. Give yourself some time to have a think about it. If you're still confused about what to do, jump into the Help Me video on Google Classroom, and I will go into the question a bit more, and I'll talk to you about making a whole as well and counting by fractions. That's going to help you with the task. And I've made this question, the addition question, a little bit clearer. Again, if it's too easy and you get, let's aim for 5. We're going to go for 5 different answers for each. 5 for that, 5 for that. No, we're not doing 5. I just realized I've written up here 3. Your lucky day. So 3 for each. So 3 for this one, 3 for this one. If you find that pretty easy, please go on to the challenge me. All right. Once you've finished that, your reflection, it's the same all week. So we're really focusing on you thinking about how you're solving it and what we call justifying and reasoning. So you're giving reasons and a justification about why one of your answers works, why it's correct. You can do that any way you want. That's how we know that you're being problem solvers. So explain how you found the answer to one of your responses. So you should have 6, 3 for each. Choose one, explain why it works. So you can draw, you can record, you can voice explain, up to you how you do it. Make sure it gets uploaded or attached to your work today. Remember, jump on the Help Me if you're unsure. Get onto the Challenge Me if it was too easy. Have fun.